Welcome back to BNB Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the intense family drama unfolding in the world of the bold and the beautiful, where relationships are being tested and shocking revelations are changing everything for our beloved characters. Hospital confrontation turns violent. The tension between the Finnegan sisters has reached a breaking point at the hospital. Lee Finnegan, upon learning the truth about her sister's past actions, has completely lost control of her emotions. After Finn revealed the shocking news about Poppy's secrets, Lee confronted her sister with unprecedented fury. "How could you do this to our family?" Lee screamed as she cornered Poppy against the wall, her hands moving dangerously toward her sister's throat. The normally composed doctor's face contorted with rage as years of resentment bubbled to the surface. Poppy, caught completely off guard by her sister's violent reaction, barely had time to process what was happening. The revelation that Poppy had not only slept with Finn years ago but had concealed Luna's true paternity has destroyed what little trust remained between the sisters. This confrontation is building toward what promises to be one of the most shocking cliffhangers in recent memory, with Lee's hands tightening around Poppy's throat as hospital staff remain unaware of the deadly situation unfolding in a quiet corner of the building. Deacon and Sheila's revealing conversation. At Il Giardino, Deacon Sharp couldn't help but notice the unusual empathy Sheila has been showing toward Poppy. His curiosity piqued, he decided to question his wife about this unexpected bond. "What's with you and Poppy lately? I've never seen you take such an interest in someone else's problems," Deacon remarked casually while wiping down the bar counter. Sheila's response revealed a surprising vulnerability. She explained that she sees herself in Poppy's struggle. Both women desperately yearning for connections with their children despite past mistakes. This rare moment of self-awareness from Sheila offered a glimpse into her complex psychology. "We both know what it's like to be shut out of our children's lives, to make mistakes that seem unforgivable," Sheila confessed, her eyes showing unusual emotion. "When I look at Poppy, I see someone fighting the same battle I've fought for years. However, this newfound empathy may prove short-lived." As rumors circulate about Poppy's past with Finn and her decades-long paternity deception, Sheila's attitude is likely to undergo a dramatic shift. The revelation that Poppy slept with Finn and kept Luna's paternity secret could transform Sheila's compassion into fierce protectiveness over her son, potentially making her Poppy's most dangerous enemy. Chaos at the Spencer Mansion. The Spencer Mansion has become the epicenter of a family crisis as multiple generations of Forresters descended upon Bill's home. Steffi Forrester arrived with her parents, Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes, to confront the situation with Luna Nozawa, only to find Finn already there, caught between his wife's family and his newly discovered daughter. The elegant living room became a battleground of emotions as Luna, desperate to avoid returning to prison, turned to Finn with tears streaming down her face. "Dad, please don't let them send me back there," she begged, using their newfound father-daughter relationship to appeal to his protective instincts. This emotional plea placed Finn in an impossible position. Standing between his wife and his biological daughter, he felt torn between family loyalties. Steffi's face hardened as she watched Luna manipulate the situation, while Ridge and Taylor exchanged knowing glances, their years of psychological experience allowing them to see through Luna's tactics. "She belongs behind bars, not living in luxury," Taylor stated firmly, her professional demeanor barely concealing her anger at seeing her daughter's marriage strained by this situation. Luna, sensing the united front against her, doubled down on her emotional appeal, painting a vivid picture of the horrors awaiting her in prison. Her performance was convincing enough to make even the skeptical Forresters uncomfortable, though they remained resolute in their belief that justice must be served. Law enforcement intervention. The tension at the Spencer Mansion reached new heights with the arrival of Deputy Chief Bradley Baker. His presence brought an official element to what had been a family dispute, raising the stakes for everyone involved. As Baker surveyed the scene, the wealthy Spencer home now crowded with Forresters and Finnegans, he recognized the delicate nature of the situation. With powerful families on both sides and complex legal questions at play, his position was far from straightforward. "I understand everyone's concerns," Baker began diplomatically, "but there are proper channels for addressing concerns about sentencing arrangements." This measured response frustrated the Forrester contingent, who had hoped for immediate action. Meanwhile, Luna watched anxiously from behind Bill, her future hanging in the balance as the law enforcement official weighed his options. The question remains whether Baker will have the authority, or the will, to return Luna to traditional incarceration, or if Bill's influence will once again shield her from consequences. Finn's internal struggle. Throughout the confrontation, Dr. John Finn Finnegan experienced perhaps the most profound internal conflict of his life. Having only recently discovered his biological connection to Luna, he found himself pulled between his established family and this new relationship. As a doctor sworn to heal and protect, Finn's instinct was to shield Luna from harm. Yet as Steffi's husband, he understood her need for justice after all Luna had done to their family. Every argument made sense from someone's perspective, leaving him paralyzed with indecision. "I need time to think this through," Finn finally said, his voice strained with emotion. "This isn't just about punishment or forgiveness, there's a young woman's future at stake." This measured response satisfied no one. Steffi's expression hardened further, seeing her husband's hesitation as a betrayal of their marriage. Luna's hopeful eyes dimmed as she realized her father might not be the savior she had counted on. And Ridge and Taylor exchanged concerned glances, worried about what this situation would do to their daughter's marriage. Whatever decision Finn ultimately makes will have far-reaching consequences for all involved, potentially redefining family boundaries and testing the strength of his marriage to Steffi. The tangled web of secrets. The current chaos across Los Angeles can all be traced back to secrets long kept and now explosively revealed. Poppy's decision to hide Luna's paternity from Finn for decades has created ripples affecting multiple families. What began as one woman's choice has now entangled the Forresters, Finnegans, and Spencers in a complex web of consequences. Each revelation has triggered another, with no end in sight to the cascade of family drama. As Lee confronts Poppy, as Sheila processes new information about her son's past, and as Finn navigates his responsibilities to both his wife and newly discovered daughter, the foundations of multiple relationships are being tested. The coming days will determine which bonds strengthen under pressure and which break entirely under the weight of too many secrets and lies. Next, we will learn about the fascinating complexity behind Lisa Yamada's portrayal of Luna Nozawa, a character who has quickly become one of the most intriguing personalities on The Bold and the Beautiful, balancing vulnerability and manipulation with remarkable skill. The actress behind the character, Lisa Yamada's approach to Luna. When discussing her method for portraying Luna's multifaceted personality, Lisa Yamada revealed a refreshingly spontaneous approach to her craft. "I play around with it depending on the day. Some days, I'm like, let's play her sincere, and other days, I'm thinking, wait, but she killed 2 people, let's mix it up a bit." Yamada enthusiastically shared during her conversation with Soaps.com. This playful attitude toward her character's duality has resulted in performances that keep viewers constantly guessing about Luna's true intentions. The young actress has emerged as a breakout star on B&B, bringing a nuanced interpretation to what could have been a one-dimensional villain. Her ability to seamlessly transition between Luna's innocent facade and calculating nature has drawn praise from critics and fans alike. Behind the scenes, crew members have noted Yamada's meticulous preparation, often arriving on set with detailed notes about which version of Luna should appear in each scene. "There's a delicate balance to playing someone like Luna," explained one of the show's directors in a recent industry panel. Lisa has this incredible instinct for knowing exactly how much of Luna's darkness to reveal in any given moment. Sometimes it's just a flash in her eyes or a subtle shift in her posture that tells you there's something sinister beneath the surface. Yamada's performance choices vary not only based on her artistic instincts but also on the emotional demands of the script. On days when Luna interacts with Bill Spencer, Yamada often chooses to emphasize the character's vulnerability and traumatic past. However, when facing off against Steffi Forrester, she allows Luna's more calculating and vindictive qualities to emerge, creating electric confrontations that have become highlights of recent episodes. Luna's dark side emerges. The duality of Luna's character has been particularly evident in her interactions with Steffi Forrester and Remy Blackwell. During these confrontations, viewers have witnessed glimpses of Luna's darker nature bubbling to the surface, revealing the calculating woman beneath the innocent facade. These moments of raw honesty provide a stark contrast to the sympathetic figure she presents to Bill and Finn. When cornered by Steffi's accusations, Luna's eyes take on a cold, calculating quality that betrays her true nature. The transformation is subtle but unmistakable. Her voice drops slightly, her posture becomes more assertive, and the vulnerable young woman disappears, replaced by someone capable of shocking violence. These scenes have become some of the most talked about moments on social media, with fans dissecting every micro-expression for clues about Luna's true character. With Remy, Luna's former friend and potential romantic interest, her interactions carry a particularly dangerous edge. Having shared parts of her past with him, Luna views Remy as both an ally and a potential threat. Their conversations often feature a delicate dance of half-truths and manipulations, with Luna constantly assessing how much Remy knows and what he might do with that information. The scenes between Luna and Remy have this incredible tension, noted a veteran soap opera critic. You're never quite sure if she's going to kiss him or threaten him, and Yamada plays that ambiguity brilliantly. There's always this undercurrent of menace, even in their most seemingly innocent interactions. The manipulation master, taking after grandmother Sheila. In a fascinating twist of genetic destiny, Yamada highlighted how Luna takes after her newly discovered grandmother, the infamous Sheila Carter. Despite not knowing about their biological connection until recently, Luna has independently developed many of Sheila's manipulative tactics and survival instincts. This parallel between grandmother and granddaughter adds a rich layer to Luna's characterization, suggesting that perhaps some traits are indeed inherited rather than learned. Luna instinctively knows how to identify people's weaknesses and exploit them, Yamada explained during her interview. With Finn, she plays up their father-daughter connection, making him feel guilty for missing her childhood. And with Bill, she emphasizes their shared experiences of childhood trauma and abandonment. She knows exactly which emotional buttons to push with each person. This manipulative ability has proven particularly effective with Bill Spencer, whose own troubled childhood created a vulnerability that Luna expertly exploits. Their bond, forged through conversations about their similar experiences of neglect and abandonment, has given Luna a powerful protector in the wealthy businessman. Behind closed doors at the Spencer mansion, Luna has carefully cultivated this relationship, sharing just enough genuine emotion to maintain Bill's sympathy while strategically omitting details that might turn him against her. With Finn, Luna's approach is even more calculated. Having discovered that the respected doctor is her biological father, she immediately pivoted her strategy to leverage this new relationship. "Oh shoot, and I locked his wife in a cage. What do we do about that?" was among Luna's first thoughts after learning about her paternity, according to Yamada. This reaction reveals Luna's pragmatic approach to even the most emotionally significant revelations, immediately assessing how they might help or hinder her current situation. Finn and Bill. Luna's unlikely saviors. As Luna's luxurious house arrest arrangement faces potential termination, Two unlikely champions have emerged to protect her from returning to prison: her biological father, Dr. John Finn Finnegan, and billionaire Bill Spencer. This unexpected alliance between the respected physician and the ruthless businessman has created a formidable barrier between Luna and the justice system, much to Steffi Forrester's frustration. Finn's involvement in Luna's defense comes from a complicated place of newly discovered paternal responsibility. Having only recently learned that he fathered Luna during a brief relationship with Poppy Nozawa years ago, Finn feels a profound sense of guilt for missing Luna's entire childhood. This guilt has made him particularly susceptible to Luna's appeals for protection and understanding, despite the fact that she imprisoned his wife in a cage, a contradiction that highlights the complex emotional dynamics at play. Finn is experiencing a kind of emotional whiplash, explained a psychologist who consults on the show's storylines. He's simultaneously processing the shock of discovering he has a daughter and the horror of learning what that daughter did to his wife. This cognitive dissonance makes him vulnerable to Luna's manipulation because accepting her goodness allows him to embrace the joy of fatherhood without fully confronting the darkness of her actions. Bill Spencer's motivations for protecting Luna stem from a different but equally complex emotional place. Having experienced severe childhood trauma himself, Bill sees in Luna a kindred spirit, someone shaped by circumstances beyond her control who deserves a second chance. Their late-night conversations at the Spencer mansion have created a bond that transcends their initial captor-captive relationship, evolving into something more akin to a father-daughter dynamic that fills emotional voids for both characters. Industry insiders have hinted that upcoming episodes will feature intense confrontations between this protective duo and those seeking justice for Luna's crimes, particularly Steffi Forrester, who remains determined to see Luna properly punished for her actions. Steffi's crusade against Luna's luxury detention. The discovery of Luna's comfortable living arrangements has ignited a fierce determination in Steffi Forrester to see justice properly served. After locating Luna's residence at the Spencer mansion, Steffi was outraged to find her former captor enjoying what amounts to a luxury vacation rather than facing the harsh realities of prison life. This revelation has transformed Steffi from a victim seeking closure into an advocate demanding proper justice. Steffi's anger stems not only from her personal experience as Luna's victim but also from her sense of moral outrage at the inequity of the situation. While ordinary criminals face overcrowded cells and harsh conditions, Luna, thanks to Bill Spencer's influence and wealth, enjoys spacious accommodations, gourmet meals, and amenities that make her house arrest seem more like a stay at an exclusive resort. This disparity has become the focal point of Steffi's crusade against Luna's arrangement. "It's not just about what she did to me anymore," Steffi reportedly told her husband Finn during a heated argument about his support for Luna. "It's about what message this sends. That if you're connected to the right people, if you can manipulate the right men, you can literally get away with murder. I won't stand for it." Steffi's determination has led her to explore legal avenues for challenging Luna's detention arrangement, consulting with attorneys about filing formal complaints with the district attorney's office and the Department of Corrections. She has also begun rallying support among other members of the Forrester family, creating a united front against what they see as a perversion of justice. Despite Steffi's efforts, Yamada teased in her interview that the formidable alliance between Bill and Finn may prove too powerful to overcome. Surprisingly, Steffi isn't going to get her way, Yamada hinted, suggesting that Luna's comfortable arrangement may continue despite the mounting pressure to return her to a traditional prison setting. Luna's defense: temporary insanity. At the heart of Luna's legal defense is her claim of temporary insanity, a strategy that has allowed her to avoid the most severe consequences for the deaths of two innocent men. This defense, while legally recognized, has raised eyebrows among those who have witnessed Luna's calculated behavior and manipulation skills. The contradiction between her claimed mental state during the killings and her current ability to strategically navigate complex social dynamics has become a point of contention among characters on the show. Luna's insanity defense rests on the assertion that she experienced a psychotic break triggered by extreme emotional distress, temporarily rendering her unable to distinguish right from wrong or control her actions. This explanation, while potentially plausible given her troubled background, has been met with skepticism by those who have seen glimpses of Luna's more calculating side. The temporary insanity claim is the perfect shield for Luna, explained a legal consultant for the show. It allows her to acknowledge the killings while simultaneously absolving herself of moral responsibility. It's also nearly impossible to disprove after the fact, especially without witnesses to her mental state at the exact moment of the crimes. This legal strategy reflects Luna's broader approach to life, finding ways to escape consequences while maintaining a facade of innocence and vulnerability. The effectiveness of this approach is evident in her current living situation at the Spencer Mansion, where she enjoys comforts and freedoms that would be unimaginable in a state prison. For viewers, Luna's insanity defense creates a fascinating ambiguity. Was she truly experiencing a psychotic episode during the killings, or is this claim itself evidence of her manipulative nature? This uncertainty adds depth to her character and keeps audiences engaged in trying to decipher her true nature.